if this is your first time here, let me stop sharing my screen for just a moment. There we go. Let me go ahead and pin myself here at the top. Boom, there I go. All right, so this is your first time here. My name is Christopher Pollard. I'm the photographer and creator of Studio 713 and ModelCon. ModelCon is our once a year huge event, red carpet style, that is designed specifically to help educate, entertain, and empower the modeling community here in Northern California, but not just here locally, around the states as well. People literally are flying in for this event. It's a 2 day event full of guest speakers like supermodels, celebrity photographers. We have booking agents and casting directors going to be out at this event looking and scouting new talent for representation. And we're going to have photos, we're going to have videos, we got food, we got literally everything that you could think of. And then day two will be a hands-on training where you'll get to work with one of our celebrity photographers and viral sensation models, um, not one-on-one, but group on one, I guess I'll call it that. So we'll do some runway training, we'll do some posing, we'll do some photo shoots. It's going to be a huge, great weekend, and we're looking forward to just bringing it back this year. And I feel like it's just going to be bigger and better. Last year we had Kenya Hill from America's Next Top Model, and it was a great turnout. We had a little over 100 people. This year we're expecting a little over 200 people, so we just keep doubling up as the years go by. And it's exciting to see the results that people get from this, walking away from this major event as a signed model, walking away just with the tools and the resources you need. That's that one little missing piece. That's like, I'm trying to get to this next level. I'm trying to get to where I want to be with my career, and something's holding back. I don't know what it is. You come to this event, you're going to figure out exactly what that thing is that you need to do to get to the places that you want to be. Right. So that's what we do. That's why we do it. Let me check the comment section over here. Got a few more Instagram handles dropping in. What's up? What's up, Wisdom? All right. So today is no different. We have another special guest speaker joining the call today. If you guys seen my posts, if you've seen the emails, um, this model in Northern California is, she's just at the top of her game. She's one of the best out here doing it. She's very consistent, walking in shows after shows after shows, doing editorial, unique poses with all of her work. And just excited to bring her to the call so we can learn just how she did it, what she does, how she does it. Let's welcome to the call, Jack Mayer. Let me go ahead and pin you over here and you can unmute yourself. What's up, Jack?
Hi, how's everyone doing? Everyone
Good,
doing
good.
good?
Yeah,
It's
let
nice to
us
see
know.
everyone.
Let us know in the chat, or just say hi to Jack. Say hi, Jack, so she knows you're here. She can see your comments. Tabitha, welcome to the call. No worries, we're just getting started. What's up, Sherelle? Everybody saying hey. Yeah, so thank you
Hi.
for being here today. I'm excited
Yeah,
to have
no.
you. And just give us a little introduction. Tell us more about yourself, how you got started, and where are you at right now with your modeling career?
Sure, sure. So I started modeling not too long ago, actually. I was trained when I was very young with Neil Hamill Agency. My dad didn't know how to raise women, I guess, and he was like, "You guys can go to modeling school," to me and my sister. So I was trained back in 2004. I'm 31 now, and then I prioritized school for a very long time. And then, back in the day, I thought, I'm older now. There's no way I could have a career as a model when I'm older. So I gave up on that dream until I noticed that there were some like people my age modeling, and I was like, what? This is possible for me? So I reached out to different designers I knew through friends of friends and started doing little editorial shoots for them in their like basement setups in Berkeley and things like that. And kind of worked my way into where I'm at now.
Awesome. That's a great story. What I love about that, because really anybody can relate to it. It's like I had self-doubts. I didn't think that I could make it in this. I had something that I thought was going to prevent me from even being able to have the opportunity in the first place, but being able to push through that and work your way up, just being consistent and doing what you love to do ultimately is yielding you the results. And I think that a lot of people here can testimony to that. So, yep, I'm 31. Also, Tabitha says,
Woo!
and I
That's
didn't know
awesome.
that actually. I didn't know that you were 31. I couldn't tell. I don't think any of us knew that.
They can't tell either. It's fine.
Yeah, so be our little secret. But yeah, just reiterating that you don't have to hold yourself back, you know. So being was was that the only thing that you thought was like, I don't know if this is for me, or what were the things that challenged you in the beginning the most?
Well, in the beginning, it was hard to find leads or like traction with different clients because I had like 1,000 followers. I didn't know a lot of people in the industry up here, and even up here, it's a lot smaller than in other places. So to find like booked gigs locally is pretty difficult. So I would like follow models. I kind of stalked people and I would like find their leads and like ask them like, hey, how did you do this? But I didn't want to be super intrusive. So I would like figure out, oh, this photographer works really well. I want to work with him. Or I love this brand. I want to like emulate that. So I think some of the things that I saw as setbacks too were I have a big old chest tattoo, um, which is rather large. And so because of that, I don't do bridal and I don't do glam, and I have to know my brand pretty much. And I can do alternative styles of glam. So it's really important to know your brand and to reach out to people that you know you can work with. And I'd say that was the hardest part, was figuring out who am I? Who am I supposed to emulate? And what do I want to bring to the table as a model and as a social media model as well?
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that too, because in our coaching program, we get a lot of models that are day one, like just trying to figure it out, or maybe somewhere between like 2 to 3 years, where it's like, hey, I've been doing this for a while. I'm feeling stuck. I'm feeling frustrated. I don't know what's missing. And when I ask questions like that, like, what type of model do you want to be? I get the answer very often. I want to do everything. I want to do it all. I can do one way. I can do posing. I can do commercial. I can do fashion, and they're interested in doing all those things. But you attribute a lot of your success to niching down and figuring out your lane. And so, was that because of feedback that you have gotten from photographers or designers or people in the industry, or did you make that decision on your own? And either way, how did you decide, okay, this is what I'm going to put my all into?
I've always, I think, because I am the type of person to have a chest tattoo and ride motorcycles and be a little strange in general. I wanted to be an alternative model at first, and I created that niche for myself in the beginning. I did a lot of like festival wear and like rave wear and things like that. And over time, as my popularity grew, I had more opportunities that were outside of my niche come to me rather than me chasing for those things. So I think it's really important to like go with what works in the beginning, and then like over time you will be given opportunities. For me, bridal is out of the question. I know that because of feedback from fashion shows that I've been in. Now when I'm put into a lineup for a bridal line, I immediately go to the designer and I'm like, you don't want me in the show, right? Look at my chest. And they're like, oh yeah, no. I'm like, see, like I have to convince even the casting directors, like I can't do that. Like put me in the swimwear, put me in the activewear, put me in like alternative glam, or high fashion. So I think, yeah, knowing what works and what doesn't is very important. Then the right opportunities will show up for you as your popularity grows and as people want to work with you and you're more in demand.
Absolutely. Yeah, figuring it out. You have to test the market, and sometimes you gotta almost just force yourself in there. Like if somebody is not giving you an opportunity, and so there's a difference, right, between putting yourself in a position where you're like, no, I'm going to do this. I don't care what anybody says. They can't tell me no because I have the tenacity, I have the desire and the passion to create this opportunity for myself versus you know what, you just don't fit the bill. Like, and I've seen people kind of, it's like hitting their head against the wall, trying to put it themselves in this space, and ultimately it's just not for them. And I think that you being able to kind of do both, or like experimenting, saying, "Hey, I want to do this," and just finding your way to get an opportunity, even though that you did hear some no's, I think is pretty powerful in that sense.
Thank you. Yeah, it still happens to this day. But I just keep fighting through that like self-doubt and know that it's not personal. Like nothing's ever personal. They have a job to do, and like I can just sit there and cry and think about it for hours, but that casting director has already forgotten about me. They're moving on to the next thing they have to do. So it's important to remember like, oh, this isn't about who I am as a person that I'm getting rejected, and to keep trying. And rejection is super important when it comes to success. And if you are getting rejected, then you're doing something right because that means you're actually trying.
Absolutely. And someone here says, can you elaborate on having tattoos and what niches you should go into, or should go into? So there is definitely a tattoo. There are tattoo models that model,
Mhm.
for those magazines or for artists. But being a beauty model, like you said, may not be your lane because of the tattoos. So what do you suggest for people who do have them?
Well, currently I am now a beauty model. So that isn't what I started with. So I'd say more sportswear, active wear, things that involve if you ride motorcycles or have like a car theme, I think that's cool too. I don't know how to explain that. But yeah, I think it also depends on like your personality and what you like, and what people like about you is important. And it's really hard to figure out what my market likes about me as I go. But I tried to like maintain that like list and see like, oh, people really responded to this extremely alternative post that I did. Because I do random things all the time because I'm an artist. I do a lot of fashion photography for other people, and I'm a photographer. And so I try to like look at myself as a product, see my life cycle, see like because every product has a life cycle. And I try to focus on like one thing at a time, and replicate that process. It's
Absolutely.
a little complicated. Is
Yeah,
that a complicated answer? I hope that helped.
it's just like you said, putting yourself in the right position, trying harder, and finding your lane. That's really what we're talking about at the end of the day here. Someone says, "Was having three tattoos limit someone?" The answer really is going to be no to that. I mean, there's always going to be an opportunity for someone who looks like you, and people forget about commercial work. Like you think about high fashion editorial, and they have a certain build, they have a certain requirement that they have for models that are on these runways or doing a certain type of look. But when you dip into commercial modeling, it's a little bit of everybody. You forget about the 60-year-old woman that's on the cover of this billboard, smiling for some product or service. You forget about the guy who's going bald and he's like modeling a shaver, for this product magazine or for this editorial shoot for a specific brand. So like all these people at the end of the day are models too. For some reason, we always tend to categorize them as either runway or Target. And like those are the only two things that we think about the most.
Right. Yeah, and there's so many different types of commercial product placement that is in essence high fashion, like lipstick lines, certain like hat wear lines, things like that can really help elevate your career. I also want to plug that it's really important like to know people, not the most successful person in the room, but being kind and nice to everybody in the room. Because I say 90% of the reason why I am a successful model is because of the staff and the photographers and the people I know. And it's because I went out of my way to make sure I gain those connections because I'm a photography nerd. I'm gonna be asking them questions about like, what's your ISO right now? Like, and things like that. So no, it's really important to remember that you are a person amongst people, even if you're in the most expensive outfit and you are being having thousands of people taking your picture, it doesn't matter. Like the people that are like there holding that all up are the people that are going to lift you up too.
So what you're talking about is networking.
Mhm.
And there's a way that you interact with people. There's a way that you introduce yourself and you leave a good memory of yourself from those individuals. And then later on, because of that good experience they've had interacting with you, that leads to an opportunity in the future that you may not even know was going to happen. But just because you have a good rapport with people, you're starting to get callbacks or referred to jobs that maybe you didn't even apply for in the first place.
Exactly. And I'm signed to a few agencies, but I make all of my business connections and every brand that I've worked with has been through word of mouth mostly. So
So
I'd say it's very important.
I want to I'm gonna touch back on that signed to a few agencies comment there. We're gonna get back to that one right there. But as far as your networking, so I know there's people who are, especially in the beginning, they're a little bit shyer. Maybe they don't have the confidence yet. I know for me, there was a time where it was really hard for me to just talk to a stranger. Like I'm really not the type of person to just say someone walking down the street and just go, "Hey, how you doing? My name is this," and like, "What do you do?" Like I have people in my family that could just start a whole conversation with somebody that they have never met, and they're sitting there talking and laughing for 20 minutes. I'm like, I don't know how you do that. And I'm not even really interested in doing those things. But in terms of networking, there's definitely a space of like, you know, shaking hands, looking people in the eyes, making sure that you get their contact information. Are there any specifics of um, how you network with individuals to make sure that you do leave a good lasting impression?
I'd say it mostly has to do with my Southern personality. I'm from Texas and we're all really happy, friendly people to strangers, so I'm used to speaking to strangers. I'd say what's important is to not just talk to any single person in the room, but if you see someone and you like what they're up to and you're in awe of them or you think they're great at what they're doing, go give them a compliment. Usually it all starts with a little compliment or asking a person who looks like they're anxious about to walk in a show, like, do you need anything? And just being helpful. That's how I gain connections. It's truly not self-serving when I'm talking to people. I actually really enjoy being of service to other people.
Yeah, see, those are key phrases right there. You probably didn't even know you had it in there, like being of service to other people and, getting to know them, not having a selfish mentality of like me, me, me. Hey, this is what I do. Follow my Instagram, take my number down and just I think people have a habit of just talking themselves up. But when you meet with somebody, and I've had talks with my team about this as well, because we go to networking events, people love to talk about themselves. And when you can give someone a genuine compliment and you can engage with them on what they do and what makes them interesting, they tend to like you a little bit more. Like, oh, you're taking interest in me. Therefore, I'm going to open up a little bit more. And then you walk away from that conversation, like that person thinking, like, wow, they were really interested in what I had going on. They didn't just come talk about themselves. So we all have this little bit of like narcissism in a space where like we love to talk about what we do, but when it comes to networking, you want to get them to talk about themselves, but be genuine about it too.
Yeah. And sometimes you can find someone that's doing the same thing and they're like, they want you to open up about yourself. And I
Exactly.
I keep those people closest to me because they're on the same level as me, and they just want to build the community. And those people are going to be the ones that create a successful production or are a part of a successful production.
Yeah, that's called reciprocity
Mhm.
of giving a little and getting a little back. So you got to give to get. And definitely that's been working out for you. So back to the whole multiple agencies thing. How many agencies are you signed to? How long did it take from you starting out as a model to get signed? And what is your experience so far with those agencies?
So I'm signed to two agencies, one in New York and one in Sacramento, actually, called Park Talent, and then Dancho Models in New York. It's a
Mhm.
smaller agency. Um, and they signed me after I went to Runway 7 in 2022. And I check in with them when I'm in New York, and my experience has been, it's like being at a casting call, I feel like when I'm in New York with my agency up there. It's a lot of like competition, and I don't know, it's like not been what's helped me. Like I said, it's all about my network for me. And I think that might be because I am an older model or because I am an alternative model. I'm not sure, but that's what's worked for me.
So alternative, let's define that a little bit because that's not a term that gets thrown out pretty often. How do you define alternative modeling?
I see what I do as pretty niche. I create concepts with fashion designers and with photographers, and I like to bring in a lot of abstract imagery. I like to help them showcase their work in a way that's, because I do fashion production as well. I'd say I'm alternative in the fact that I have a chest tattoo, and that I like to get as weird and as out there as possible with any sort of thing we're doing. I like things that inspire me, so I just try to bring as much as I can to the table with like fire eating or with, my motorcycle,
Oh,
things like
I
that.
I have seen that fire eating, and I was looking at your page, and I was actually looking for a fire dancer, and then first I know there's someone else that you're around or involved with when it comes to the fire dancing or eating, and I end up engaging with her page, and I was like, wait, was that Jack or was that her? And like I kind of got that lost, but now that you say that, I'm like I have seen you get involved with that. So I don't know how modeling has
This
bridged
has
the
nothing
gap.
to do with modeling now.
I don't know how those two things came into play, but I guess let's talk about that. How did you even get into fire eating? What made you want to do that? And has that helped with your modeling career?
Well, I started with fire eating and circus performing arts when I was like in high school for fun.
Wow.
And I think it's definitely helped with my stage presence. Because it's like dancing when you're, spinning a staff around yourself. It helps you break that ice about being in front of people and having to improvise. With some fashion lines, they do want you to improvise a little bit. So I think it's really helped with my stage presence more than anything.
That is interesting. I'm taking notes here as you're talking, so if you see me look away, I'm just writing down stuff. Let's check the comments here. I feel like that got really different. Let's see here. Uh, can you elaborate about the tattoos? Okay. Yes, that helped. Thank you. Any advice for finding a niche as a person who's 5'3"? Is runway possible for her? What do you think
Oh
of
my
that?
gosh,
How
yes.
tall are you? Because I know you do a lot of shows.
I'm 5'9",
Mhm.
so yeah. But I do know models that are 5'3" and 5'2", and they're killing it. I walked with one in Art Hearts Fashion at LA Fashion Week, I believe in April, and her walk and her confidence is the moment, like people stop what they're doing when she's walking because she just exudes this confidence and this poise, and she gets away with like doing like hand movements and anything she wants because she's got the it factor. And
Yeah.
some people just have that.
So because we know a couple of short models as well, and we've seen them on the runway. I actually just saw a post. There's this lady, I can't think of her name, but she just got like the world record or something for walking, the shortest model to walk in fashion shows. She did it in New York, and then she just walked in Miami Swim Week, and she's literally, I mean, she's like, I don't know what the proper term is. I don't know what's the word when
I
people
don't.
who are like literally 2 feet tall.
Is it petite model?
No, it's not petite. Um, we'll just say little person. They're a little.
Dwarfism or cheese? I want to
She's
say
short.
dwarfism, but that's just a medical term.
Yeah, someone like that. You guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, she's one of those people, and she just walked in these fashion shows, and so it is possible. Yeah, like the world is changing a bit in a way that they're allowing for more diversity on the runway. But I do let people know that it can be still challenging to do so when you aren't 5'7" and up, especially as a woman model. But you've seen many people doing it on the runway. Do you talking with them or talking or with the designers or the producers of the show, are they very open-minded to doing that now, or is it kind of like some negotiating skills that need to come in for the short models?
For some productions, they are more prone to wanting 5'9" models, of course, because they're more traditional. But I'd say like bigger productions, like Art Hearts Fashion, they are open to any size, any age, any height, as long as you got that what I call the it factor, which is elusive, I know. But if you have a very strong walk and it's undeniable that you're supposed to be on a runway, they're gonna cast you. Like I said, that one model that's very short. She like was in every line. Like every designer wanted her. Like people were pulling her away from other designers because her walk is just perfect. I think she just has that confidence in her and that poise, and she's practiced her walk so much that it's just undeniable.
Absolutely. And you've done the same thing, right? You've developed your walk and you've gotten it to a point where I see a lot of content from your page or even other people's pages, and it just appears, at least on the outside looking in, that you as a runway model are typically opening up the show. You're the first model to walk out there. Is that, how true is that? And how do you put yourself in a position of like they want you to be the first person that the audience sees?
Well, I think it has to be like I have a relationship normally with these designers. You know, I work with their brand and I ask them questions like, what do you want from your models? And I want to emulate exactly what they're looking for. So I try to study up like their brand and understand what they need out of a model. Like some are very fun and upbeat, and so they want you to smile and like bounce around a lot on the runway. And so I do that for them. And they get excited and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna make you first in my next show." So it's all about knowing your audience and knowing your personal branding, like I said.
Yeah, and being able to cater your walk to that designer or to that particular show. So you have to have multiple styles of walking. It's not just one and done. You have to be able to cater, like you said, to your audience. And this, so you've been trained, you've done lessons, you've gone to model classes. Would you say that you found just the foundational steps of how to model in those classes and then made it your own? Or were there things that you were taught there that you still practice, like this is how I do it because this is how I was taught?
Well, there are some things I learned when I trained with dance show models in New York where I emulate that now. But it's always an ongoing process with my walk. It's like dancing, you have to practice all the time. When I was younger in 2004, they wanted you to cross your legs like boop, 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 and stick your hips out as much as possible. And it was a little bit different back then. And I honestly miss it. I think old school runway is awesome. Um, and nowadays, there's just a lot of different variations. Like high fashion just wants you to like speed walk down the runway, like as quickly as possible, you know? And
Mm.
then there's like slower, more couture, more demure things happening now too. So it's all about practice. I'd say that. And
Tabitha,
I think my walk, I'm always my worst critic. I think my walk is I think it could be better. So I'm constantly pushing to be better and better.
that's a great answer. And it's a simple thing. It's a simple thing to do. It's not always an easy thing to do. Like just literally practicing and getting better. I heard a quote from Denzel Washington once. I just never forgot it. And he just said that you can get good at anything you practice. It doesn't matter what it is, you can get good at it. If you keep practicing, you will become good at it. And I had another mentor that kind of piggyback off of that statement, was that some people spend their life getting good at the wrong things. And you're talking about like a 9 to 5 job. Maybe you work a desk and you're just really good at that 9 to 5. You can do the paperwork, you know the technology, you can go through the steps, but you hate it there. But you're so good at it. You might as well get good at something that you love, that you're passionate about, and just go through the steps literally of trial and error and building up your confidence, because you become the most confident about the things that you're most certain about. And when you can go out there on stage and you're like, I'm certain my walk is good, I'm certain that I can go out there and I can kill it and I can switch it up if I need to, you'll notice that the confidence comes with that. And I don't know if developing your confidence is something that you struggled with, or if you've always had encouraging words from people around you. But I do know that confidence has been probably the main objective that people need to get over that hump of, man, I want to do this. I want to be that person. I want to get out there, but there's just something mentally that's like, I'm not there yet. What are the steps that you take to help build up your own confidence?
So when it comes to walking in runway shows or putting myself out there, I actually didn't have a lot of support around that. I kind of just started doing it, and I didn't involve my family and friends. I think just going and being a part of fashion shows and like just not telling anyone at first, like kind of helped me like make it my own and make it my space and help me feel comfortable before I let them know. And yeah, I think a lot of these things I've done in my life I've done on my own, and I do it for myself. So I think that's where I get that confidence from, is because it's self motivated. It's not, no one's pushing me to do anything. It's all for enriching and showing my like myself some love. I don't know, self-love, like inner child work stuff.
Inner
So
child work, self-love. So I keep pushing the issue there because I know the people who are listening in, and they're like, they're struck, or they're stuck by fear, or they're stuck by anxiety, or they're
yeah.
stuck by some whatever trauma happened to them in the past, and they have a huge desire to do it, but sometimes it's hard to take the first step. Or so specifically, are there affirmations that you do? Do you meditate? Do you just write down your goals? How do you mentally prepare yourself to get out there?
Well, I do believe in God, so I always pray before every show, and I like raise my arms up. That's my little ritual, and I give God a little hug, and I thank him, and then I immediately turn around and try and help other people in the room,
Mm.
and I calm people down. Helping someone else calm down helps you calm down. So there are some tricks to help you calm down that you should research if you're a model and you struggle with anxiety. There's different like nervous system tricks, like you can hold your thumbs like this, and that calms your nervous system down. If you look at the furthest point in a room, that makes you feel safe. If you pat yourself like this, that helps you calm down. Normally, pacing can help, and remembering to like breathe deeply. And then once you're out there, just remember you got 5 seconds pretty much out there, so just turn it off.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. That was very specific. That's the kind of what I was looking for. Like, what can someone tangibly do right now? And
Yeah.
those are some great takeaways. I have a broadcast channel on Instagram, and I put a note in there today saying, what are some of the things that you as models hate the most about fashion shows? And the most common answer was that it's too crowded and too busy in the backstage area. And last time I saw you was at the Bay Area Runway Show in San Jose. There was, I don't even know, 100 models. There's so many different designers, there's performers, there's all this going on. And I talked to you briefly after the show, and you're like, man, backstage is crazy, but I love it. So how do people get from like, man, there's so much going on. This is irritating me. Like, I can't get to where I need to be, or whatever's going on back there, to a point of like, I love it back here because the chaos is just motivating me to go harder.
So I think why I thrive in that kind of environment was because I've been a worker bee my whole life, and I've worked in a lot of bars and restaurants. And when you're a cook in the back of a restaurant, there's a bunch of cooks around you and waiters, and everyone's yelling. Like you have to like zone in and make sure what you're doing is correct. Like that, I think kind of helped me with these chaotic environments. And I also was raised in a city environment, so you kind of just like block all the noise out and like stick to your lane pretty much. So I don't know what tips or tricks I'd give to people to deal with the chaos. I think focusing on what you're doing, just one step at a time. All this noise is going to keep happening, but focus on yourself. And if someone starts talking to you and they're distracting you, you have one goal. Just keep that goal right here, you know?
Awesome. Yeah. And so Tabitha says, to go back to the agencies, what are some key signs that it's time to part ways with your agency? That she's in California, she's represented by an agency in New York, and it's mainly commercial and editorial. And that I've been with them for a year. I haven't been booked any work, even though I paid all my dues to work through development. And I'm considering parting ways and looking elsewhere. Would appreciate your thoughts. Hmm.
So, there are a lot of agencies that ask models to pay, and I don't believe in a model having to pay to be represented by an agency personally.
Right.
But you can say that you have had professional training, and there's no loss in any of this. It's all learning, right? So I'd say if you're having to pay, leave. But if you aren't having to pay and you're already signed, you can stay and like check out their castings and maybe even network with some of them and see what you can get. But if you're having to pay, like,
Absolutely. Yeah. And it may be too late in that case. Like if you've already paid your dues and you're already signed, and it kind of is what it is. And maybe they're not finding any opportunities. And I know it's a great distance between New York and California. I'm not sure what they're promising you in terms of finding you work in New York or in California where you're currently located. So that would be a conversation to have there. Where should you even expect the work to come from? But yeah, in terms of parting ways, and really, if you're just unhappy there, or if your contract says that you're exclusive to them too, because that could be very damaging for you. If you're in an exclusive contract where you're not allowed to even take work, maybe over a certain threshold or certain locations because of that agency, and if they're not finding you work, but you could find yourself work or you see other opportunities coming in, and now this contract is preventing you from getting assignments, then definitely a serious conversation to be had there with your booking agents. And if it's not going the way you want it, then parting ways. But usually under contract, you have an agency for 1 to 2 years. So I definitely read your contract there to see if the parting ways is even possible without
but
some type of
she
penalty.
says it's non-exclusive, so
Oh yeah,
that's
awesome.
good.
So yeah, if it's non-exclusive, you're signed to them, they're not sending you any work, you know, maybe just continue to ride that out in case something does come up, but it's continue to do things on your own to find whatever assignments you can. And there's some resources too that you can find work on your own, that you can find jobs like New Book. I think newbook.com, or it might be an app you can download. Some of these actually the resources have fees that you have to pay to sign up for it, like a membership. There's New Book, there's models.com. You can look into and do your research on there. There's backstage.com.
Mhm.
And are there other resources that you tap into to find more paid work? Because that's something we could talk about as well, is getting paid for runway, which sometimes is a challenge. I know that's your main lane, but what resources do you tap into to find paid assignments?
Well, I definitely use Backstage, Casting Networks, Actors Access. I do acting as well. So those are the main three I think I use. Sometimes I even like email people using my account for other models. I do a little networking, I guess. I don't know. So I do that. I use United Casting Agency to find acting gigs, but when it comes to modeling, a lot of it, like I said, are just people DMing me saying like, "Hey, like, do you want to walk in this? I'll pay you this much." Or, "Hey, I have this shoot. Do you want to be in it?" And when you are asked to work for free, don't do it. Just say no and tell them your rate. And that's how you get paid as a model.
I think one of the resources you mentioned there I hadn't heard of. You said United Casting.
Oh, it's they have an Instagram. I don't know. They have music videos and like music-based videography things like short films that they do. So they've hired me for a project before, and so it's pretty cool. I don't know,
Awesome.
there's a bunch of different networks out there.
Yep, I just typed that in the chat for you guys. If you want to get that a copy and paste or a quick screenshot, there's a few there that you can get access to start looking for paid work for yourself. And then, so in terms of just last couple of questions here is, getting paid for runway is very challenging for a lot of models to do that. And I even tell people it's rare. I've had other models of your stature come on and talk about this, and they'll even say they've done this fashion week, that fashion week, New York, Silicon Valley, San Francisco, Sacramento, LA. They're everywhere doing all these fashion weeks, and very rarely do they earn an income from that. So, the earning money as a runway model, would you say, how do you get around that, or should that not even be your main focus?
As a runway model, it is not my main focus to get paid for runway. That is one of the only places where I do shoot with photographers for free, and it's less common for me to get paid for runway shows, yes. But I do have a couple designers that will work with me and give me money and compensate my time. So you just want to find those designers that are going to support you.
And so it's the designer specifically that would pay you to walk for them.
I mean, some productions do pay, but it's not often. It's very rare.
Mm.
Yeah.
And some people are in the chat here saying, what is a good going rate for a runway? So what, in terms of getting paid at all, they have nothing to compare it to. Is it $50, $100, $500? What's a good average rate? You don't have to say just completely transparent about what you get paid, but what can they expect?
I'd say if you're getting paid for runway, it's so nothing. It's like $250 to $500. I'd suggest getting into editorial commercial modeling if you want to be a full-time model. You want to work with like fashion brands from China or from other places that are like they have a bunch of clothes and they want you and they want you to like represent their brand. So they'll pay you like maybe even $70 an hour or like $800 or sometimes even $1,400. It's great. So I'd go for that if you're trying to be a full-time paid model.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So we have a special announcement here. I don't think very many people know about if you're on this call. I did start off talking a little bit about ModelCon and that huge event that we have coming up. And we have so many guest speakers, and we are officially announcing Jack as one of our stage speakers on the staff or the event for ModelCon. So to welcome you to ModelCon, being on stage, and we're excited to have you for that. It's going to be such a great conversation already from this that we're going to continue to dive into.
I'm so excited. This is going to be such a great event. You have Luciera coming, you have Blake Martin. It's going to be amazing. So I can't wait to see what you guys do and what you bring to the table. And I've only seen your past events recently. Like you were showing me them and I was like, oh my God, like I didn't even know this existed. And yeah, I'm so excited to be a part of it. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, we're grateful to have you. I already see a bunch of flames in the comments. Congratulations. So excited to have you for October. Can't wait to participate and attend my first one. Yeah, so there some of these people are actually already ticket holders. They're VIP, they're diamond. They'd love to meet you in person. Let us know in the chat. This conversation, has this been helpful? I always love to know, scale from 1 to 10, how helpful was this conversation for your modeling career? And while those are jumping in there, and I kind of titled this, I kind of titled this conversation of how to walk in 100 fashion shows. Like you've walked in over 100 fashion shows. Now you're helping produce the show. Like,
Yes.
how do you do that? Because some people are like, man, I'm just trying to get my first one in there. Or I do one and then I do one another 3 months from now. And it's so rare. How do you walk in 100 plus shows? And I know you're going to probably circle back to networking, but what can you
Yeah,
advise?
definitely networking, like cold reaching, looking for what other models have previously done, looking at the work of runway photographers, seeing what shows they were part of. Go and DM those people or look for those events and like just be on that hustle, you know. It takes a little time. It does take time,
It
but you
takes
gotta do it.
time. Well, you said how long you been modeling again?
Oh, for like 2.5 years.
Yeah, 2 years. You on a track, you on a roll. That is abnormal.
I
two
was trying to
years,
do as
100
many as
shows.
possible. I was trying to do as many as possible before I aged because I thought, oh no, I'm gonna be old like soon, but it doesn't matter. Like you can keep modeling up through your 40s and 50s.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here, Jack. We appreciate your time. I look forward to seeing you in October. And wow, it's just so many things that we just talked about. I'm excited for it. Everybody's saying
Thank you.
thank you. I see 10, 10, 100, 13, 100 out of 10, 1,000. Thank you. 10, 10 would recommend. Oh, yeah. Nuggets. Everybody loved your conversation here. So thank you for being here.
Thank you guys. I'm glad you got something out of it. Thank you so much.
Awesome. You have a great night.
All right, you too. Bye.
All right, guys. That was Jack. She just did her thing. She's been doing her thing for so long now, and we're excited to just have her be a part of our huge event. How many of you guys already have tickets to ModelCon? I see a lot of familiar faces in here. I know Wisdom, Tia does, Alyssa. Let's see, Fatima, of course. See, Denise, yes, I will see you there too. I'm gonna play a little video, guys. You're like, some of you are like, what is ModelCon? What do you guys keep talking about? How can I find more information? I have a little snippet I can show you guys real quick. Like, who is Luciera? Who is Blake Martin? Who are these people? Let's see. Oh, we got some hands raised. I have my ticket. Me. Dang, I should ask who doesn't have a ticket. Everybody over here says, send me the link. Yeah, let's do that right now. Let me send you the link so you can come out to ModelCon and have a great time with us. An all-day affair. I'm just going to type it out and copy and paste. Let me put that in the chat right now. And the good news is that we are still kind of in a pre-sale space for ModelCon. I did make the adjustment. I told you guys last week that was going to change, and it did change. So if you weren't here last week, I'm sorry, but we did have to make a slight adjustment. Pre-sale is over, but we do have a sale, I should say, going on right now for ModelCon tickets. And it says Sacramento about to look like Hollywood at this point. Yes, sir. That's what we're doing. All right. So let me show you guys a little bit of what to expect here at ModelCon 2024. That's our little promo video. We made that last year, and it's going to be same vibes. We want people to come dressed up. You don't have to have a ball gown on this year. We're keeping it still dressed up, still fashion forward. Come in your best dressed attire. We will have a best dressed contest as well. And you're going to have great speakers on stage. So she mentioned Luciera. She mentioned Blake Martin. These are some very powerful speakers in the industry, and they actually sent me some content as well. They just to introduce themselves and let you know who they are. So Luciera, really quick, is a supermodel, 90s supermodel, and she literally was in the same lineup as Tyra Banks and Naomi Campbell back in the 90s. She's now currently a Miss Universe, Miss USA pageant runway trainer. Her career, her resume is a mile long. Let me introduce you guys really quick to Luciera so you can see what she's done with her career.
ModelCon, here I come. I'm Luciera, former supermodel turned runway coach, and I'm on my way to California to help you navigate the modeling world. Now, you may know me from the Kardashians. Kim Kardashian phoned me to train Kendall. You may know at one of the models conventions I went to, I discovered Bobby Roach. That's right, he's in the Beyonce video, to the left, everything you own in a box to the left. I have agencies in Paris, Italy, Germany, Tokyo, and New York at one time or another. I have worked for such designers as Yves Saint Laurent, Givenchy, Ungaro, Fendi Sisters, Karl Lagerfeld, Versace, Bob Mackie, Halston, Patrick Kelly, Donna Karan, Betsy Johnson, You name them, and I've probably worked for them. I can't wait to come to your models convention. I hear it is off the chain. So listen, this is what I need you to do. Write down all your questions, dress to impress, and be on time, because that's how we roll as a model. I look forward to meeting you soon. I'm Lou Sierra, and I can't wait for ModelCon.
I can't wait for ModelCon. I gave $1 right now to anybody who could name every designer she just mentions. There's too many to count. There's too many. Working with Kim Kardashian, working with Beyonce. She's working with all the celebrities. She's working with Miss Universe. How could you not learn something new from someone like that coming out and engaging with her in person on stage? Yeah, not the pop quiz, but that's not all. We still coming out with so many heavy hitters. How many guys know who Blake Martin is? Celebrity photographer out of Chicago. He's worked with he's done produced over 500 shows, including in New York Fashion Week. He's worked with magazines like Ebony. He's shot for brands like Gucci, Ralph Lauren, and so on. This is Blake Martin. He's just recently worked with one of Destiny's Child members. What was her name? One of the original group, one of the three. It wasn't Kelly and it wasn't Beyonce, it was the other one. Can't think of her name, but she famous. I guess she's not too famous anymore, huh? Let's see. Good to see our sisters out there. Yeah, somebody drop her name. It's like Tabitha or something. I know somebody knows. I'm gonna wait for that comment to come in. But let me show you guys who Blake Martin is. Kind of come out and grace the stage with us. Michelle. I don't think it's Michelle. I think it's the one that sings gospel music, Latoya. I think it was Latoya. You know, see, Beyonce, I mean, the Destiny's Child group, they switched members like 6 times. I don't keep up. Let's see. Let me share my screen for you guys. Blake Martin.
California, my name is Blake Martin, and I am so excited to announce that this October, I am your keynote speaker at ModelCon. That's right, I am coming to Sacramento to talk to all of you all things fashion, modeling, agencies, photo shoots, runway, all of it. Me on stage, 90 minutes. Get your tickets now, and I'll see you soon.
I'm actually going to like repost a video that he did on the ModelCon Instagram page where you can see he was doing a runway class with the models that he out there, and he does not hold back. He tells you how it is straight up 100%, and it doesn't care if it hurts your feelings because ultimately he's trying to help you, but he's also trying to uplift the value of the show and what he's a part of. So if you want to hear the truth and you want to hear it straight without holding back, Blake Martin is going to be the guy. Yeah, Latoya Luckett. I think it's Lativia. Is it Latoya and Lativia? Is this 2 different people in the Destiny's Child group? Dang, how many members did they have? I don't know. I don't listen to Beyonce though. She all right. She all right. I know some of y'all in the Beehive. But so let's talk about ModelCon. I did drop the link, and you want to know how to get access. You want to know how to get involved with this event. I said my black card needs to be revoked immediately. Come on now, Destiny's Child. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys some free bonuses, right? This is just for getting involved with ModelCon tonight. All right, so we have a free crash course that everyone on this call can get access to. Send me a message, and I will send you access to this free posing course if you don't have it already. Me and Kayla Harder, there's about 8 to 10 videos in there about how to build your confidence, how to flow on camera, and how to just do your thing and have a different variety of expressions while maintaining a good look. All right. And so you're going to get access to that. You have our student portal. This is where you're going to have our agency academy, how to get signed anywhere in the world, what should be in your portfolio with Nayana Vishwa. She was just published in Vogue magazine recently. I have some video trainings that I've done in there, including access to how to get paid. and the ModelCon 2023 full replay is in there. So we have agency scouts and a full beauty posing training here with Jasmine Rayford at the top in the green. So you'll get access to all these videos once you purchase your ticket. These are the ModelCon bonuses. There's Kenya Hill from last year speaking on stage. You'll get access to that as well. And not only all these things, but you'll also get the Agency Academy workbook. Some of you guys already have that and you've downloaded it. You started working on it right now. So if you want to get signed to an agency and you're just having a trouble with staying consistent, you're trying to figure out what's legitimate, what's not, how do I navigate through this? How do I understand what contracts? We actually have sample contracts that are a part of this workbook so you can review them so that when anybody's sending you something like, is this similar vibes to what's in the workbook? Yes or no, you can check that off and help establish a little bit more legitimacy with that. So you'll get access to this 37-page Agency Academy workbook. And this is some shots of last year's event. We had Evan here with the blue scarf tie going on. He was actually our best dressed model last year. We had Nikisha Matron. She was our Model Society coaching program. She was our valedictorian last year. She earned herself a nice canvas on stage there. I actually just posted a video of her experience on stage as she received this. You guys should check that out. She was crying real tears. And you see the red carpet experience. And also at ModelCon, the great thing about it, it's not just listening to speakers on stage and then they get off and walk away. We actually open it up for Q&A. So members from the audience can grab the mic, ask a question to the people on stage and get those dire questions, those burning questions answered. All right. So anyone who purchases their ticket to ModelCon VIP and up, you will get access to our Discord group. So our Discord group is continuing to grow. This is where all of our student members are. You get access to myself and the team where we can answer more questions for you. We drop opportunities in there. It's a great resource for networking as well. And so how do you get involved? How do you get involved? First of all, let me check the chat here. Let me make sure you guys are keeping up. You're still talking about Beyonce. All right. So, all right. So ModelCon October 19th and 20th. Yes, Fatima says. Is ModelCon the same day as the car fashion show? No, it is not. So the car fashion show is this Saturday, July 13th, which is my birthday. It's a separate event. It's a celebration. We're just doing that to create more opportunities for the models, especially in this area, and to celebrate another year around the sun. But ModelCon is in October 19th and 20th in Sacramento, California. So before I go further, who wants to know how they can get a ticket to ModelCon? Who's interested in being a part of this event that doesn't already have a ticket? Let me know in the chat before I proceed any further. Do you want to know more about how to get access? Let me know. Let me see. We got a few more people chatting in here. I said, yes, please. I am interested. Miranda says, what's up, Sarah? Okay, great. I think, Sarah, you sent me that as a direct message. Awesome. Just so you know, it's all good. All right. So as a ModelCon general admission ticket holder, here's what you're going to get access to. A day one, October 19th, you get general seating, access to our vendors market. So we're going to open up the event with vendors, photo booths, live photo shoots. We'll have professional photographers there. We'll have special setups so you can actually build your portfolio the day of the event. And you'll get access to the unofficial after party. The unofficial after party, after the event is over, everybody's flying into town. We got our guest speakers. We got all of these people that came out to learn at this educational event. We're going to go have a good time afterwards as well. So you'll get access to that unofficial after party at the club somewhere so we could turn up a little bit and continue our networking. And this is over a $300 value, $349 what this is worth, but we're not doing that for you guys. We're going to give you guys a special deal. Anyone who's getting their ticket right now is only $97 for day one access to ModelCon. It's almost free. I mean, you're getting so much for this access right here. But you want a little bit more than that. You want to go a little bit harder. You want to get access to our VIP after party as well. You'll be able to walk the red carpet with our VIP ticket. You'll get the paparazzi experience. So we'll take your photos on the backdrop. We'll actually do an interview with you on the red carpet as well. So you'll get a copy of your whole full celebrity experience just by showing up in your best dressed outfit. You'll get entered into the best dressed contest. You get the access to the Agency Academy workbook, plus the video lessons. You get a champagne toast and the official after party with refreshments. If you're on the call last week, you already know we got some treats for you. We're going to have some food. We're going to have a good time. And this is also the celebrity meet and greet. So if you want to meet our guest speakers on stage, this is where you want to be. You want to have VIP access because after the event is over, you can talk more candidly with our guest speakers. You can take pictures with them and continue to have a good time. I see a bunch of flames in the comments. Also, I think I skipped one thing here. You're going to get a comp card design. So that's something that you're going to need as a aspiring model. Have your images on there, have your measurements, print those out, and you can turn those in to our agency scouts and our booking agents that are going to be at the event. But if you don't have to have it printed, we will have a virtual link where you can submit your comp cards or your information to the agencies directly. That way they know that you came from this ModelCon event. So we'll have a special link for everyone who wants to submit to the agencies that we will have at ModelCon. And by the way, it does not matter where you live. It does not matter what state you're in. Both our agency and our casting director, if you're interested in acting, they will be scouting models for anywhere in the country. They could find you work. So it does not matter if you're not here in Northern California, you get signed with one of these agencies, they can find you work and opportunities wherever they are located, which is across the United States. All right. So you can't beat that deal. This is valued at $700. They're going to go on sale for $247 for this VIP experience. But right now, you're getting a pre-sale access for $147. We took $100 off just for these Zoom calls on Tuesdays. Get yourself a VIP ticket for only $147. And not only that, you can break that up into 3 payments if you need to, or you could pay it all right up front. All right. So those are the options. We have a third option, which is Diamond, a Diamond ticket. Let me put the link back in here again in case you guys need access to that right now. ModelCon, studio713.com/ModelCon. All right. So I'm going to show you guys what the website looks like so I can walk you through it right now. All right. So let's hit that enter button. Let's get you loaded up. So this is the largest modeling event in Northern California, soon to be the country. I really don't know anybody else doing events like this at all. If you find somebody doing this, let me know. Send me a link so we can just step it up even better than what they got going on. But there's a video access series so you can learn more about the event. I get a little explainer here. I'm just going to scroll down. You'll see Luciera. I shot her editorial image of herself on there. This is Blake Martin. This is Regine Sanders, a viral model out of Dallas, Texas, also flying in for this event. Social media influencer, over 168,000 followers. We're going to talk about how she got featured in Vogue, Forbes magazine, GQ magazine, and how being an influencer on social media has changed the trajectory of her modeling career. We actually had her on a call a couple of weeks ago. And our newest guest speaker, Jack Mayer, runway expert, posing expert, model coach, fashion show producer. We have Brittany Treaty from Models Inc. And this is also our graduation ceremony for all of our students and our members. And so you'll go scroll down here. We talked about those different ticket levels. And here's Diamond level ticket. So this one here is $397. It's over $1,100 value. And what you get with Diamond tickets is Diamond seating, right? You're going to sit front row. We have a table for you. We're going to have no wait in line. When you get access, you're a Diamond, you're going to come right up to the front. You're going to get that champagne bottle service. So at your table, we already have glasses. We already have a bottle for you. You can skip the bar, go straight to your table, and we'll have a glass of champagne ready and accessible for you. Day 2 access. This is the main thing that people want. They want to go to both days, ModelCon weekend, 19th and 20th, with a workshop with Blake Martin. This is where we're going to do hands-on runway training. This is where we're going to do some posing training. This is where I'm going to do a live photo shoot with Regine and my stylist and makeup artist and our team. And you'll get to see exactly how Blake works, how I work. And we're going to talk you through that and help you elevate your game through that process. This is going to be another, pretty much a full day from like 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. type of vibe. You can come in a little bit more chill, relaxed clothing. You don't have to come dressed up to this one, but you're here and you learn. You're here to get active. All right, bring your heels. So we're going to be walking. You're going to get a virtual coaching call with myself and a special guest. So we'll do another live call like this specifically for our diamond ticket holders. Again, access to our community and access to some bonus video content, our model mastery video course, and limited access for the time being, a black or pink model bag. So we have our own proprietary model bags. As you can see here, they're being held. They're water resistant. They have 4 different ways to carry it. You can do a strap, you can do a crossbody, you can do it as a duffel or a backpack. There's like 9 different pockets, including a shoe pocket. So you get a free duffel bag, Model Society bag with this diamond ticket purchase. This is over $130 value for that bag. This bag option is going to go away soon. And I don't know when. It could be today. It could be tomorrow. I'm going to give you guys till midnight. But this diamond bag option with this ticket is going to go away. All right, let me check the comment section. Are we allowed to take pictures with the speakers? Yes, during the VIP cocktail hour, you will have access to meet them, get an autograph if you want to, take a selfie. We'll have a photographer walking around as well. So yes, you can get pictures with the guest speakers during the VIP cocktail hour. Sarah says, thank you so much for this resource. I have to log off. All right, see you later, Sarah. Hope to see you next week. Tabitha, are people and or students able to upgrade from VIP to Diamond? Yes, so you can upgrade later. So if you want to go lock in, secure your ticket now with VIP or general admission, and you later decide that you want to upgrade, reach out to us directly. We will review your account and let you know what the difference is. If you need to make a payment arrangement to make that happen, we can definitely do that for you. I will say though that the diamond ticket option is probably going to be the first to sell out, because that day 2 where we're going to do a hands-on training, we only have so much space for day 2 people to attend that, because we're going to be in a studio setting and there's a different capacity than it is for the main event on the 19th. So the sooner you get into Diamond, the better your options of being able to get involved in the first place. All right, because everybody wants that Diamond ticket for the day 2 access, especially if you're flying in from out of town. Make it worth your time. Stay for 2 days. By the way, if you are flying in from out of town, we have a special deal with a hotel that is almost within walking distance, I'll say, from the venue. It's the closest, nicest hotel from the venue. So if you're flying in, you've never been to Sacramento, you've never been to California, then we will send you a link so that you can get a special rate on your stay as well. And there's also one of our students is a travel agent. So if you get access to the Discord and for whatever reason, maybe you don't like the special deal or you want to stay somewhere else other than what we already have prearranged, then we actually have people within our group that help others travel. So maybe they can help you with the flight and the hotel and a rental car and all the things that you may need. That's an entirely separate business that they do on their own, but we have people and resources that we can point you in the right direction. All right. So I'm gonna put that link in there one more time. I'm flying in from South OC. So that is helpful. Absolutely. We got you taken care of. All right. Any more questions about ModelCon? Any more questions about modeling in general that we can answer on this call tonight? And make sure you get these tickets before they go. They go, and we do this every single week. We make an offer for people who join these calls, and we want to try to give you the best deals possible that the general public who don't see these calls, who aren't interacting with us, they don't get the same deals you get. They get a ticket and maybe the same price, but they don't get the bonuses, right? So you guys are special here. All right, $147 for VIP, $397 for Diamond, just $97 for general admission. Any questions for me, guys. What's up, Anna? What's up, John? What's up, Keela? How you doing? Thanks for being here tonight. We will be back next week, 6 p.m. PST, with another live call with another special guest. Who that's going to be, what we're going to talk about, you have to just stay tapped in to figure that out. We may have one of our booking agents from the guest speaker list join us, or we may have someone from our team. We'll do Agency Academy next week. I think Agency Academy might be a good look. And we'll have Fatima join us on the call and talk about her experiences. I know we have some updates about what's going on there. I might have a shoot on the 20th, but some in-depth of that shoot. Say that one more time for me. You might have a shoot on the 20th. So if you do have a shoot already for October 20th, I'm assuming you're a photographer. Maybe push that date back. Maybe push the timeline back. We'll be done with day 2 by 4 p.m. at the latest. And so, you want to get that golden hour sunset. So unless you're shooting in the studio, I think you might be good. Oh, July 20th. Okay. Yeah, no, just to be clear, ModelCon is October 19th and 20th, not July. So we have a fashion show July 13th, this Saturday, totally separate event. ModelCon specifically is October 19th and 20th. Yes. Oh, local videographer. Yeah, that's my boy. He just dropped a video for us with the Lamborghini shots that we did. He did that video we just posted today. Great guy. Yes, sir. All right, guys. Let's see. Gotta run. Grab dinner. Same here. I am hungry. So I will let you guys go. I'll see you next week, and I'll see you at ModelCon 2024. You guys have a great night.